Happy Friday, Roanshaw Ranchers. I hope everybody had a wonderful week. Glad that there's still just a titch of daylight left for us so that we can get this done. And I can give you guys an update on Louie. So this is today actually begins the last week for Louie's EPM treatment. Unfortunately, we still have not seen any improvement. Hopefully this last week we'll see something. He had a rough week last week, since we last talked. He's still showing pretty significant signs of his neurological issues with his rear legs splaying out when he walks. It's almost to the point that sometimes it's almost with every step that he is, for lack of a better word, having spasms in his rear legs. So we're hoping that calms down this week and that the medication really takes hold and we see some improvement. Dr. Lauren was up here on Monday to give vaccines. We passed on Louie just because we didn't want any kind of response from the vaccinations to interfere with his EPM treatment. So Charlie and Roni did get theirs, but we'll get Louie the next go round. Meaning once she deems that it's far enough away from his EPM treatment, then we'll do his shots as well. So she was in. So we obviously talked about Louie. There is one last thing that we can do for Louie if he doesn't turn the corner this week. There's still hope. So keep your fingers crossed that that the medication starts doing something for him. But if it doesn't, we still do have one more thing that we can try, and it's a supplement that kind of balances out the levels that are out of balance. So if he needs to be calmed down, then it takes care of that. If he needs to be pepped up a little bit, it takes care of that. So it's a supplement that essentially reads what the horse needs, and gives it to him. So we have that option as well. Allison came in again to do some massage treatment on him. He always enjoys it, but you could definitely tell this week he was a lot more sore, and there were some certain spots that he definitely was very reactive to, and not the negative connotation of reactive. Normally he just kind of sleeps through it, but you could tell that he was definitely feeling the different spots where she was massaging. One of the spots happened to be in between his legs on his right side, which kind of makes sense because that's his right rear is really the one that that is bothering him and has been bothering him the most. So, and really the stomach region too. So, we'll take a look at that and, continue to monitor it and make sure that everything is muscle wise, that we keep him toned up. Just because he's not able to do some of the fitness level that he could before doesn't mean that we're not going to continue to make sure that he does his belly lifts, so that his core is at least still there, so it doesn't affect other things. The other thing this week, you may have noticed while I was recording, is that we have taken the center line down. So the center line was up to really give Barney and the Belgian bombshells their own space, where they didn't have to worry about getting pushed around or chased around. So we did take that down so that the boys now have full access to the front pasture. It's been 3.5 years since it's been like this. So it's been kind of interesting to see Charlie and Roni's reaction to it. Because they were very, very comfortable with being in the front pasture. And it has taken them a while to come back to essentially being on this side. So it was it's been kind of interesting. But the last couple of days, they've decided that it's okay to be back on this side and doing their thing over here. Louie, for those that don't remember, Louie, when he first came, lived on this side. He lived with Barney. So he is very comfortable being on either side, and obviously you can see that he's eating up in the front. So he's he goes where he wants to go and feels very comfortable doing so. This weekend, we do have our dentist coming on Sunday morning. So we have teeth floated usually in November. So Louie and everybody else will be having their teeth done this weekend, which, Louie has very good teeth, so we don't have to worry about that. Oh, thanks, Lori. Appreciate the hugs. And Louie does too. I'll be sure to give him a hug from you, I should say. But he does have very, very good teeth. So, it's not that he's dropping food or anything like that, or has any issues. It's just, it's maintenance, so that he doesn't have any points on his teeth or anything like that. So, so that is what we're doing on Sunday. It's pretty hard to believe how fast November's going. It just seems like we started November, and it's in a blink of an eye. It's going to be. It seems like it's going to be over. So soon enough, it's going to be Thanksgiving, and then it's going to be, Thanksgiving, and then it's Small Business Saturday, and Cyber Monday, and then, then it's going to be Giving Tuesday, which For those that don't know, Giving Tuesday is a pretty big fundraising day. It's really a day of giving. So we'll talk about it more as we get closer. But we have some things that we have planned for that. Sorry, I heard something in the trees next to me. So yeah, we have some things planned for Giving Tuesday. Our focus is going to be a emergency medical fund. For those of you guys that have been with us, you know that this year has been medically has been very, very tough. You know, we've had some very serious medical issues, and in order to prepare, we need to refill our emergency medical fund. We had quite the coffer for the last few years, and this year it pretty much decimated it. So that's what we're going to be doing for Giving Tuesday. And like I said, as we get closer, I'll explain a little more about why we're doing it and the importance of it. You may notice in the background that there are 3 horses up there. Charlie is on the far left, Roni Rones is in the middle, and we do have a new horse by the name of Chase, who is staying with us. He is not a rescue. It's a situation where a friend asked if he could stay up here so that she could ride, and of course we said yes. So Chase's fit in very, very nicely with everybody. You can see he's hanging out with Charlie and Roni, so you know, no issues there. But for those that may have been counting the horse and go, hey, there's 3 horses in the barn, who's the new arrival? You know, always transparent with you guys. So yes, Chase is the 4th horse in the herd now. But as far as Louie, you know, like I said, please keep him in your thoughts. We're hoping for a change soon, but you know, realistically, we don't know if it's going to happen. So just appreciate some good vibes going his way. I mean, obviously he's not as bad as he was last fall. You can see that he's walking around. Last fall he was pretty much glued to the barn and didn't want to walk around. So at least he's keeping some of his fitness up with going out on the pastures and getting some exercise. That's really all I have, guys. It's, you know, getting dark and you won't be able to see anything but his little white face pretty soon. So I'm just going to call it for this week. I will take some pictures of Louie and his flotation. He's usually pretty funny when he does it. He does funny faces and it does some weird things. So we'll see what he does on Sunday, but I'll take some pictures and I won't have to be holding him. Thanks, Lori. We appreciate the fingers crossed and the good vibes. But yeah, I'll take some pictures so that you guys can see what happens. And like I said, I don't have to hold him. Jeff takes care of holding him while he does the he does the floating. It's easier so that he can position him where he wants. So I'm free to take pictures, unlike most of the time when I'm holding him and forget to take pictures because I'm paying attention to what he's doing. But anyway, guys, have a wonderful weekend. If you're in the Western New York area, try and stay warm. It is definitely dipped temperature-wise here, and we are expected to get some snow this weekend. Actually, it's supposed to happen overnight, so early into the morning. So be well, everyone, and we will talk next week. Thanks, Ranchers.